It's America's Man's Man, and we're happy to have you, as always, with AmericasMansMan.com. Illegitimacy is on the rise. What's illegitimacy? That's not legit. That's not, no. I'm talking about kids who were born to whores, kids who were born to single mothers. Jesus has compassion on everybody. Jesus has compassion on everybody, right? Yeah, but this is the difference between what biblical scholars, what wise people believe, and what idiots believe who watch too much television. And by the way, this doesn't count because this is really, and I mean really, intelligent television, right? Illegitimate children born of whores, single mothers. You want to help them? Fine. Yeah, do it. Because what kind of cold and heartless fish would you be if you didn't extend a helping hand to the lady who can't say no, right? And of course, why can't they say no? They can't say no because Planned Parenthood, that's right, the abortion industry has convinced these innocent girls at a very young age in government schools they should experiment. They should stick their fingers where only homosexuals once went. That's why you have whores in America, and that's why there are so many illegitimate children running around. And the illegitimate children grow up and they murder people because they're illegitimate. But here's the difference between the compassionate conservative, the Christian, and by the way, compassionate conservatives, conservatism and Christianity are the same thing. There are cuck Christians, there are fake Christians out there who want you to believe otherwise. But they're just, most of them are illegitimate children themselves. So, why? I blame television. I really do. I blame media. And when I say television, of course, television takes many forms. This is one of them. This is, AmericasMansMan.com is the minority of television that actually is trying to help you and isn't trying to we're not mercantile here. We're not motivated primarily by making the almighty dollar. We do that on our own. We don't need you to make bank. We're doing this because we care at AmericasMansMan.com. So, what's the difference between the compassionate conservative Christian who reads the Bible, knows the Bible, who knows God, wants the best for you, and the fascist Antifa, the fascist leftist in America? I don't even call them liberal. Calling them liberal is giving them way too much credit. You want open-minded? Talk to America's man's man. Leftists aren't open-minded. Leftists are on a very wide path to fascism. They don't know that they're on the path to fascism, but that's what Antifa is. So what's the difference between the compassionate conservative Christian, the American Christian, the Trumpian Christian, and the Greenpeace wacky-do liberal? The Greenpeace wacky-do leftist, who's a communist in the making, being molded silently, his psyche being twisted by all the stupid Twitter, all the stupid hours that he or she spends on Twitter, freaking out because they don't know any better, because they're being conditioned like rats in the proverbial Skinner box, just clicking. It's all these leftists do, clicking. That's what they look like. You watch a leftist, if you could watch a leftist from the other side of their device or computer, you'd just see, Barack Obama. I like Barack Obama. I like Hillary. Men are evil. America is evil. I don't know why I think this. I'm just gonna keep clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking. I like Fortnite. So the problem of illegitimacy in America is a staggering high because nobody's married. All these brats like autistic Greta Thunberg, big nothing burger, if you ask me. I mean, just pure fake news media comedy is what that whole brat situation is. How do these children get autistic? Well, again, you have to take it back to the problem of illegitimacy is what it really is. And the same for homosexuality. You have to parent loving homes. Just watch all the homosexuality just wash away. But, how do you beget healthy, I don't want to say two-parent, mother and father, because we have to clarify that these days, right? Because some people, what if they're two dads? That's not right, okay? So, anyway, it all goes down to the illegitimacy crisis. You solve that. And of course, again, how do you solve it? Because, I mean, who isn't illegitimate these days? I grew up with a single mom and it made me stronger. Well, you may want to check your assumptions there. I mean, they don't know anything else, so I mean, good on you, but not the tried true American ideal that gave us greats like Thomas Jefferson, even Benjamin Franklin. I mean, he was as hipster for his day as they got. I mean, even he understood the virtues of church life. Anyway, the difference between the wise conservative Christianity, the patriotism, the old American ethos, the goodness that birthed our Constitution. What a great symbol for birth. Look at this rain. It's so beautiful, isn't it? Anyway, the difference between the wise conservative Christian and whores like Beth Moore. So kind of a product of cuck Christendom. I mean, you know someone in her family was anyway. I mean, it's just that this whole illegitimacy plague, sexual immorality, propagated lock, stock, and barrel. I guarantee you. Number one sources of fake news media. Shills like Phil Donahue. It took a long time for America to be destroyed morally to the point that it is, to be made illegitimate to the point that it is. But just like that old beacon that warned the early Puritans, that ain't right, and lit the way for pilgrims' feet to expand through the new world in the name of God, in the name of American manifest destiny, in the name of American exceptionalism. Well, that ember still burns bright in the hub of the universe. You're looking at it, babe. Anyway, what's the difference between the compassionate conservative and the leftist, fake news, brainwashed, communist in the making without knowing it, cuck? Well, we're merciful to our immediate neighbors, people in our life who are actually our neighbors, not some figment of fake news imagination. People we meet day to day, people you'll never see on this program. Why? Not because because it's not your business to see them, and we don't subject them for show, for dumb show, like the likes of Phil Donahue once did. Talk about television hacks, fake news hacks. The wise Christian has mercy on those in need, but doesn't say, "Oh, here, why don't you preach a sermon to us, or why don't you lead our people, or here, let's set you up in a position to steward the most vulnerable people." It's like that the children will lead them. There's one child that has really led us to greatness, and that's Jesus Christ. Difference between the Christian, the American, the conservative, the compassionate conservative Christian, they're all just synonyms for the same thing. The difference between the wise man and the ignorant fool who gets his education from television is that we offer compassion to those who are down and out. But we don't let these illegitimates lead us. We don't let them. We don't subject ourselves to the baggage, the nonsense that they've filled their minds, souls, and bodies with for the last years. We don't invite the sodomite to preach a sermon before godly men and women. Because, I mean, that's the most undignified, most humiliating thing of all, isn't it? This is America's Man's Man, americasmansman.com.